ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, X-Wing players, and anyone who is potentially interested in X-Wing or other Star Wars games. Welcome to our channel. This is a channel that is dedicated to games inside the Star Wars universe. My call sign is BatMando. If you are new to X-Wing, then this is the channel to watch. And if you are getting into 2.5, then this is the place to be. Welcome to our Star Wars X-Wing community. If you are a brand new player to this game, then we just wanted to let you know that there are always plenty of pilots that are willing to help you at your local game store. There are plenty of veteran pilots out there that are willing to give you advice, insights, and strategies. But if you need more, that is what this channel is here for. This is our video series that we call Starfighter Orientation, where we smuggle all of the inside information that we can about every ship in the game. Even if you do not fly the faction of the ship that we are talking about in this video, it may be extremely useful to know all of its stats, actions, tactics, and top pilots. So, now, without any code clearance, I turn you over to your instructor. Best of luck to you, pilot.
Greetings, pilots. Welcome to Starfighter Orientation. I am Commander Orrin. Let's get started. Today we will discuss the TIE LN fighter, the backbone of the Imperial Starfighter Corps. While it will never be the strongest, fastest, or most powerful ship in your arsenal, the humble TIE LN is a capable fighter that, if used properly, can be a great asset to you on the battlefield. Let's begin by covering the TIE's stats. As you can see on screen, the standard TIE boasts an attack power of 2 dice, with a defense rating of 3 dice, 3 hull, and no shields. The ship's action bar includes focus, evade, and barrel roll. Additionally, we have the ship dial. The TIE fighter is quite maneuverable, with speed 1 turns and a dial clear of red maneuvers outside of choreogron turns. While it lacks speed 1 straight and bank maneuvers, skilled pilots will not find that to be a handicap. The trade-off of exceptional speed and handling makes up for this drawback. Additionally, the ability to choose either a 3-speed or 4-speed K-turn is extremely valuable, as having one or the other can make all the difference if there isn't a lot of room. Overall, the TIE LN stats and dial are perfectly average, a fighter with modest attack and above-average maneuverability and agility. What you will soon discover is that the TIE fighter's true strength lies in its exceptional pilots and the tactics that properly utilize them. Let's discuss tactics. This ship can fulfill whatever role you need. Even the most expensive TIE LNs are a maximum of 4 points, so, depending on what your squadron requires, you can hand-select the TIE fighter to get the job done. I have categorized the 3 primary roles a TIE fighter will fill in your squadron: objective scorer, damage dealer, and support. First, all TIE LNs are excellent objective scorers. Due to their excellent dial and cheap cost, sending TIEs to secure objectives while your other forces engage the enemy is often the best way to utilize your TIE fighters. Whether you are securing cargo or scrambling satellites, any TIE fighter that scores an objective more than 1 time has likely already paid for itself in victory points, sometimes without having to fire a single shot. The second role TIE LNs can fill is damage dealers. These are usually the slightly more expensive, highly skilled TIE pilots that have abilities to increase their firepower when certain conditions are met. These TIEs are exceptional, cost-effective ships that will increase the amount of damage your squadron can do. In my 5-ship squadrons, I often bring a pair of capable damage-dealing TIE LNs to fill out the roster. Keep in mind, damage dealer TIE fighters can also be objective scorers. In fact, they are often called upon to fill both roles, moving in for the initial engagement to deal heavy damage before securing objectives and flying more conservatively. Finally, the third role a TIE LN fighter can fill is the support role. A support ship provides buffs to the other ships around it, most commonly other TIE LNs, in order to increase the potency of each individual ship in the formation. This role was much more common during the height of the TIE Swarm doctrine, which has slightly fallen off recently, due to more diverse objectives. However, even a small group of 3 to 4 TIE fighters, with 1 or 2 of these support ships, can be a deadly formation, even in larger scale battles. Now that you have an overall picture of TIE Fighter doctrine, let's discuss the top pilots. These pilots will serve you well if you play to their strengths and intended roles. Keep in mind, these pilots are not objectively the best. They are simply pilots that have proven themselves in my squadron over the course of many battles. Be sure to let us know in the comments section what your top TIE LN pilots are. The 3 pilots I would like to highlight are the following: Mauler Mythal, Iden Versio, and Howlrunner. Mauler Mythal is the prime example of a damage dealer TIE pilot. His ability is very straightforward. He gets an extra attack die at range 1, in addition to the normal range 1 bonus, meaning he can roll 4 attack dice at range 1. Mauler is a pilot skill 5, which means he often gets to shoot before other ships and deal significant damage, especially if he can close the distance quickly. I often pair this Mauler with Scourge Katu for the best results, as they are both pilot skill 5 and deal high damage, for a combined cost of only 6 points. Alternatively, you can fly the Battle of Yavin version of Mauler Mythal, which flies a little differently. His ability still gives him an extra attack die, but instead of depending on range 1, it relies on him flying next to Darth Vader, or, more commonly, his wingmate Backstabber. Compared to the normal version, this Mauler boasts a sturdier hull of 4 and built-in Predator and Afterburners, which is very useful. However, with Backstabber costing 4 points, flying this pair is more expensive than flying regular Mauler with Scourge, so use your discretion based on how many points you have to work with. Our next pilot is the one and only Inferno leader, Commander Iden Versio. Her pilot ability is a little more complicated than Mauler Mythal. It reads, before a friendly TIE LN would suffer 1 or more damage, you may spend 1 charge. If you do, prevent that damage. To put it simply, Iden, one time during a game, can save any TIE LN at range 0 to 1, including herself, from any amount of damage. This charge can be spent after rolling defense dice, which is why it is usually saved for an attack where you know for a fact that the defending ship will die. Iden's ability is incredibly powerful. If you are flying more than 1 TIE LN and can afford the 4 points she costs, she is absolutely worth taking as a support ship. Last, but certainly not least, we have the pilot I have dubbed the Queen of the TIEs, Howlrunner. Howlrunner is the ultimate support TIE fighter, as she buffs every ship at range 0 to 1 of her, including herself, by giving every ship 1 reroll for their attack. Imperial ships do not usually have access to rerolls due to their lack of the target lock action, so most Imperial ships focus to maximize their offense. Howlrunner, by simply allowing 1 reroll for every ship next to her, increases the amount of hits for everyone very consistently. At pilot skill 5, and with her ability, she's also still a relatively deadly ship in the late game, even if she has fewer friends around her to buff. Howlrunner has 8 loadout, but with the few upgrade options she has, I always recommend just giving her a shield upgrade to keep her alive, as she is always a priority target for your enemy. Thank you for watching this episode of Starfighter Orientation. This is Commander Orrin, turning it back over to BatMando. Long live the Empire.
All right, thank you so much for all that useful information. If there was anything that you were unclear of during the video, we always provide these links in every video description of every video that we produce, and that is all the links to AMG, the community sites. We have a fandom for questions about ships, and then if you have questions about strategies or various other things, definitely check out the community hub. We're also going to tell you that we provide you links to all the list builders that we recommend. And with that being said, hopefully this helped you out. So if it did, help us out by clicking like on the videos that you like, and we know what more videos to create more of. Please make sure to subscribe to our future transmissions and get your friends to also subscribe as well, because we always need new pilots. That being said, thank you so very much for watching. Don't forget to follow us on Instagram or friend us on Facebook. And if you have any questions, feel free to drop a comment below so that other people can see the questions and learn from them just like you. All right, so thank you to Slides Go Flat Icon free pick for the use of their media in our presentation, and as always, BatMando out.